Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today we're going to be talking about a fraud analysis. Not a fraud analysis, but the fraud analysis that you can take advantage of if you are using the Shopify platform. I think this is a really great video because I did a video a few weeks ago going over how to protect your business from chargebacks, and I mentioned the fraud analysis. So I'm going to go over the fraud analysis through Shopify in a little bit more detail. So if you are interested, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So as you can see here, Shopify's fraud analysis helps you identify orders that could be fraudulent, So they review high-risk orders and can help you potentially avoid chargebacks. So one of the reasons that I do enjoy Shopify is because they have so many different apps, so many different features that help your online store, that help you grow your customers, that help you market better, that help you protect yourselves from chargebacks. And so if you have not signed up for Shopify, I strongly suggest you do that now. It's what I use personally for my business. There is a link in the bottom of the description box or below this video. I believe the link is at the top of the description box. But go ahead and click that so that you can get a free 14-day trial. And then after the trial, you'll go ahead and choose the plan that is best for you. So we're going to get into here, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about the fraud analysis that comes with Shopify. So as you can see, this fraud analysis is designed to work with credit cards. Now, if you're on the basic plan like I am, then you do get two features of the fraud analysis, which is indicators and support for third-party fraud apps. If you're on the Shopify plan or higher, or if you have Shopify payments, then you'll be able to get more features. I believe it's one other feature that comes with this. And in just a second, I'm going to scroll down. Just want to give everyone a chance to kind of read through this here. But just a moment, I'm going to scroll down so that you can see the other feature. So I scrolled too fast, I apologize. But you also get fraud recommendations. So it just kind of goes over what the fraud analysis is going to check for. So whether the credit card passes AVS checks, if the customer provided the correct CVV code, details about the IP address used to place the order. I know when I was working in the financial industry, when I was at the credit union, one of the things that we would look at before proceeding with the loan application is where the order was originated from. So, for example, if someone placed a loan inquiry through the website and then called in to check the status, we would pull up that inquiry, look to see where the IP address is. And the IP address, it allows us to know, okay, the person was here when they placed the order, or the person was here when they applied for the loan. So say the person, it shows that they're in California, but their address and everything matches up to Michigan. That could be an alert. That could be a potential fraud. And so the Shopify fraud analysis does similar checks to that. It also goes over if the customer has tried multiple attempts with this card. And here are some of the indicators I'm going to show you as an example or as a reference. So characteristics of this order are similar to fraudulent orders observed in the past. The billing history does not match the credit card's registered address. Billing zip code or postal code doesn't match the credit card's registered address. And there were 5 payment attempts. So things like this stick out. If you are looking at the fraud analysis, you do have to be using another payment source other than PayPal to use this feature in depth. I use PayPal, so PayPal has their own fraud analysis, or it's PayPal Sellers Protection. It's what they call it. So you'll be able, it's linked to your Shopify store as well, and you'll be able to kind of see some of the same information. The fraud recommendations tell you if your order has a low, medium, or high risk of a chargeback. And then it's going to be flagged on the orders page. So if you're someone that accepts credit cards on your Shopify store. If you do use Shopify payments, I strongly recommend you looking into this. It does come with a basic plan, but if your orders are starting to increase, I would look at a higher plan just so that you can have more protection. And I'm just showing you some of the examples of what it will look like through your online store. Now, although we want to make sure that we protect ourselves constantly from chargebacks, I want to be the first one to say that nothing is 100% thorough proof. There could be instances where you still do all the right things on the fraud analysis, and then something still happens, just like with any payment source that you use. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm providing you with the steps and with tools that can definitely minimize the chance of that happening. And this is just a visual showing you that low, medium, and high risk. Right now it's going over the fraud analysis pending. So sometimes the analysis does not happen immediately. And a lot of times we want that to happen like now. We're like, okay, we're ready to process the order. But I would definitely recommend, just like it says here, to wait until the fraud analysis is completed before you start to send out an order. It's kind of like that analogy, better safe than sorry. You can wait a few moments, in my opinion, or I would wait a few minutes if I was using credit cards and different payment options besides PayPal. I would wait to make sure that everything comes back okay, and that I'm comfortable with proceeding with the order before I go ahead and ship it out. And so here it's just going over that you may want to refresh your page if it's taken too long, but I would just be a little patient. I think it's best to be patient and safe than to go ahead and rush and send out your items to a potential a fraud order. So just be thoughtful, be mindful of that. Now, a lot of people have asked me as well, what's so good with Shopify? And I've made plenty of videos about Shopify, and I'm going to keep making videos about Shopify, but I do want to say this is one of the reasons that I absolutely love Shopify, because they're always coming up with new things. And this isn't new by any means, but they're always coming up with things that can make our experiences as owners, sellers, better. I'm just scrolling down so you can see some of the information. So pay attention to this note that if you want time to investigate orders before you accept payment for them, you can set up manual payment captures. I mentioned this in another video before as well. With PayPal, I have automatic payment capture set up. So if someone goes to my online store, if they purchase, the payment's going to automatically be captured. It speeds up the process for me. Speed is not the only important factor, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm working as efficient as I possibly can. So using PayPal Sellers Protection and having automatic payment works for me. Now, if you are accepting credit cards, I would definitely recommend that you set up manual payment captures. This way you can allow the system to do the fraud analysis before the system automatically captures that payment. Not saying that it's going to be too difficult to reverse the payment. I'm just saying if you don't have to go through all of that, because sometimes when you reverse the payment, there could be potential holds on your customer's end. Meaning if you reverse their payment to a credit card, it could take 3 to 5 business days, 5 to 7 business days to get back on their card, depending on their financial institution. So you want to make sure that you're being mindful of that. So I would definitely consider setting up manual payment captures. I believe I went over that in another video, how to do it, but I may go over that in a later video as well. So make sure that you are subscribed and that your post notifications are on so that you're always notified when I bring new information to you. And it may not even be new information to some. Like I said, this is something that isn't new by any means, but this is something that I think is very useful, and a lot of people may not know about it. So if you do want to download third-party fraud apps, all you have to do is go to the Shopify App Store and type in fraud apps and click search. And then you'll be able to see some of the apps that Shopify offers to assist with making sure that you reduce your fraud or chargeback experiences. Also, I wanted to bring this to your attention because this is something that's very important, protecting your account against phishing. So there are different websites, different people that will try to get information pertaining to your company or hack your website. And you want to make sure when you are running a business that you're not only protecting your business, but that you're protecting your customers and your clients. So making sure that all of their information is safe, making sure that all of their information is protected is our responsibility as sellers, as owners. And so be very cautious when you do receive, even me, sometimes I receive emails and I know automatically they're phishing emails. Like I mentioned before, I have a lot of experience with phishing emails. We were tested on them constantly when I worked in the financial industry because a lot of people would try to send emails to a credit union or to banks to try to hack their database as well and to get information. And so people try to do that to your business as well, especially once you start promoting your name and marketing and things like that. They'll try to get information from you, whether it be access to your online store. So if anyone ever emails you and asks for like your password, if anyone ever emails you and asks for information that you just don't feel comfortable with, be mindful of that and send the email to safety@shopify.com. This way they can kind of review it and they'll be able to assist in protecting stores like yours and like mine in the future. So be mindful of that. Not only, unfortunately, do we have to worry about fraudulent orders and chargebacks, but being in this industry, in any industry, honestly, being in business, you have to also worry about people phishing, people trying to get access to your clients' and customers' information and your information. So be mindful. Look at the overly general language. So a lot of times when people do send emails, it's going to be vague because they really don't have specific information. That's what they're trying to get from you. So these are just some examples of emails that you could receive. So I am Frederick, a banker. Please contact me ASAP regarding a possible late relative's inheritance. Can't share much via SMS. Email me at the address below. And the scary thing is that if you open the links that are in the email address, sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes the links contain viruses or the links provide an access to your online store. So be mindful of everything that you're opening before you just open it. Again, there's a lot of things that we have to do to minimize chargeback, fraud, phishing attempts. So just keep your eyes open. You know, no method is 100% proof. But what I want to do is just share information that could possibly help. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.